So I will now turn the screen over to Matt. Matt will take us through the first of the 11 proposals. This proposal deals with regional quota adjusters. And
before you start, I just would like to break in here to set some expectations for everybody on the webinar. During the 3 live meetings, from this point forward, it took about 2 hours to get through all of these proposals. So I just want to let everybody know right now about what to expect, so that so you have plans to participate and that your expectations match up with what's going to happen. That's all.
Okay. Yes. Matt, the floor is yours.
Okay. So we're now switching into a different phase of this presentation. This is moving into more of a workshop phase. The way it works is that Maren or I are going to each present a proposal, and then we're going to walk you through how it works and some of the impacts. And then hopefully you'll then have at the end time to go through the survey and answer the questions for each proposal, which will include things like how fair do you think this proposal is, and a number of other questions that Maren will go through. After we get through 3 proposals, then we're going to do a Q&A, and then once we finish that Q&A, then we're going to move on to the next 3. We're doing these in 3 different sets, so there'll be 3 proposals and then questions, 3 proposals and then questions, and then there'll be the last proposals and then questions, and then that will wrap things up. I'm starting here, or we're starting here today with Proposal K. If you are on the website, you have the in-depth materials. The Proposal K is a proposal to change regional quota adjusters and regional. So what regional quota adjusters are? Maren, can you change the slide? So regional quota adjusters are if you own quota, depending on where in the state you are, you'll get a higher or lower payment for quota. Originally, regional quota adjusters were implemented to try to give milk a regional value. So milk near population centers, you'll see in Southern California, it's $1.70 a hundredweight. In Northern California, it's $1.65 a hundredweight for the quota that you own. That's the payment that you receive. You'll also notice that the lowest payment for quota is in the Central Valley, where it's $1.43. So one of the most popular feedbacks from the first meeting was that now that we have a federal order in place, some argue that now there's 2 different systems to give milk regional value. So in the federal order system, there's Class 1 differentials that give milk regional values. Now that we have the quota system and the federal order system, perhaps there's duplicity. So the first proposal that we have is to change regional quota adjusters so that no matter where you are in the state, you get paid the same amount for milk. The second part, and the reason why we started with regional quota adjusters, is that so if you were to lower, go to that slide. If you were to set the regional quota adjusters so everyone got the same amount as the lowest region, which is Tulare, $1.43 a hundredweight, it would reduce total assessments by about 3 cents. That would be down from the current average quota payout is around $1.54, I think. So we'd reduce it. The average payment, of course, would decrease to $1.43. Okay, so then the other reason why we wanted to start with regional quota adjusters is because you can change regional quota adjusters through a referendum process. And you'll see that in the proposals to come, RQAs, regional quota adjusters, will be the vehicle that we propose amending or changing the quota system, because you don't have to go through the legislature to do it. So that's the first proposal, is changing regional quota adjusters.
Thank you, Matt. We will now invite everyone to go back to your survey. So let me pull it back. So after completing the first session of the survey, click on next. This is actually skip one. Okay, document K, changing regional quota adjusters. At the top of the page, there is a summary of what Matt just described regarding this proposal. So again, under this proposal, no matter where you are in the state, you would get the same payment per pound of quota. We will always ask you the same 3 or 4 questions. The first question is this proposal fair? And all the questions are written in the affirmative, and then we're asking you to either agree or disagree with it, so with the statement. So if you agree with the statement that this proposal is fair, you would put strongly agree or agree. If you disagree with the statement, if you believe that this proposal is not fair, then you would put either disagree or strongly disagree. The second question we will ask on almost all proposals is whether it is easy to understand. If you do believe that this proposal is easy to understand, put agree or strongly agree. If you believe that this proposal is too complex, not easy to understand, put disagree or strongly disagree. And then the final question that we will have on all the final multiple choice question we would have on all the proposals is whether you would vote for this proposal if it was a standalone proposal. So in this particular scenario, the quota is indefinitely in place. It is not being terminated, but what we are doing is we are equalizing RQAs. Assume now a thought experiment that is indeed the final consensus and that, that this goes to a vote. Would you vote to support this proposal in a referendum? If you strongly agree, if you believe that you would vote to support it, then press the strongly agree or agree. If you would not vote for such a proposal, then put disagree or strongly disagree. Then the final 3 questions are open-ended questions. We are asking you, what do you like about this proposal? How can this proposal be made better? And if you have any other comments. So one possible answer that you can give to how can this proposal be made better, maybe you will say, well, something like, okay, I really like this, but could we combine this with some other proposal that you may have on mind? Likewise, when we go through all 11 ideas, then you will also again have an open-ended question that will ask you, how would you like to combine the proposals? So keep this proposal in mind because you will be answering questions about it again down the line. I'm going to give now about a minute for you to complete the answers to this question. So let's continue in a minute from now.